What is up? It is May 8th, 2021. I'm here with T-Dog DeFazio.
T-Dog DeFazio. Wow, I haven't heard that since college, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like a college thing, but here we are. And we have Zach with us as well. What's going on, Zach?
Not much, How are you guys doing tonight?
I am fantastic.
Great on a Saturday.
Great.
Weekend's
Great
fun.
Saturday night
just
with the boys.
Hanging indoors, playing video games by myself.
That is the story of my life and my memoir. So we're going to be talking about Mass Effect today. I think the Legendary Collection comes out next week, Friday. Is that right?
Yeah, the 14th. Unless they're doing something fancy. Like if you pre-order, you get like a week in advance or something. I don't think that's the case.
Shitty, but no, I don't think that is either. Really hyped about that. Mass Effect 2, my favorite game of all time. Mass Effect series, probably my favorite series of all time.
What's in your running then? Not to already like derail this.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression it wasn't even close. Would you actually have like a second series that might contend for that?
Yeah, series. Wow, that's a good question. Gears of War, definitely great. I was actually watching a video today or yesterday or something. It was like Gears 3. I forgot how much I loved those games. Those games were amazing, especially Gears 3. My favorite by far. Halo is there. Call of Duty, I guess, like the Modern Warfare series, I was a big fan of because I was like the prime age, for that.
John, what if I told you for $1 you could play 66% of those series?
That's a great
on Xbox Game Pass. No, okay, that's one of our sponsors today.
That's one of our sponsors today, Xbox Game Pass.
We went straight to the top, baby.
Sponsors. Oh,
Can you imagine Microsoft gives us a call?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Can I get a call from
they know
Phil
budding
Spencer?
young talent when they hear it.
I would sell my soul immediately to them.
Zach is best friends with Phil's son? Godson?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah. Best friends. You don't know the name, but that's fine.
Well,
Back to that son? Bill Gates?
No.
Bill
Phil
Gates?
Spencer.
No. Bill Gates
I was
is no
like,
more.
what?
Bill Gates and his wife, they divorced.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that you knew that divorce didn't mean death.
I know. I'm up. I'm good. I'm up to date.
All right. He's no more. It's not. All right, Mass Effect. That's a great freaking game. Legendary, right? It's Mass Effect
Legendary Edition, I believe it's called.
Oh.
Yes. And they're remastering all 3 games, pretty much keeping everything intact, I believe, from what I've seen at least. I actually haven't done a lot of research on this just to save myself from any worrying, I guess.
Worrying is a good thing we can talk about because I personally am worried. I mean, first off, it's good because it's a remaster. It's not necessarily a remake, which I'm happy for.
Exactly. Yeah.
That being said, and Zach, I think you read all the game journalists stuff, but
I try to. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the first game. They are doing somewhat of a remake in terms of the UI, some of the the movement, the graphics, obviously, but then the Mako's getting a makeover, so it's not going to be just a terrible controlling thing, unless you want it to be. I guess they kept the old controls in just in case you wanted that.
I believe so. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it.
Man, for being just the number one series or the number one game, I'm just
It's been a great series,
right.
yeah.
We're just worried, right? It's
Well,
alright.
It's
Well,
great.
here's the thing, dude. It's why? I mean, should I really be worried? They said they didn't touch the story or anything, which is 90% of it, right?
Yeah.
I agree. I
So-
mean, honestly, the only thing I'm worried about at this point is the tech side, right? Obviously, we're going to be playing it on PC,
Right. Yeah.
with fairly beefy rigs. You have a 3080 in there, so you should be able to handle anything that's thrown at it, no problem.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a matter of if systems can run it. I don't know, what you sent me, dude, just with the shading and everything, it looked weird.
That's true. I mean, well, so real quick, Zach, you're getting it on Xbox?
I'll be playing on a Series X.
Okay, so then theoretically that could even go up to 120 frames a second. So
Yes.
just from a technical side, I'm worried about like, okay, if this game was originally developed at 30 frames, 60 frames, whatever, and then you get to 120, like, do you start getting some weird, like, random glitching and frame stuttering and different things like that? So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
But John,
tearing and stuff. Yeah.
But John, to your point, like with the lighting, like, and I'm hoping that they just picked just really bad examples, right? They're just like, oh, hey, here's a dark scene. Let's make it lighter and show all this detail and stuff.
That's like the ship. That's like on the Normandy. So you spend, half the game there. So
and that's
if that
the
doesn't
thing.
Look good, you're in trouble.
That's the thing is, I don't think it looks necessarily bad.
It doesn't look bad, but it's Mass Effect kind of has like a distinct style, right? Especially like the lighting. At least in the first one, it had like the green filter. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know if they're keeping that still, by the way, but yeah, Mass Effect has like a very distinct style to it in terms of its art style, and it just looked different to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and it could have been the limitations from the 360 era, because obviously that's a long time ago. Like we're what 15 years, 16 years now, something like that. Was it 2005?
Crap, no way.
God, I feel old now.
Let me double check. See, hopefully you don't hear me typing this, but let me double check. It might have been 2009.
Well, yeah. If I type it, you'll hear me. So my typewriter.
Got those clackies. No, 2007. Okay, so not quite. Yeah, not quite.
That's a long time ago, though, dude.
Man,
I was in middle school.
I remember that induction scene where he got inducted. Was it the Spectre?
From Mass Effect 1?
Yeah. Mass Effect 1.
It's good. It's a good scene.
Rex.
Is it safe to say Mass Effect 1 is our least... Like, it's been a while, right, since we have all played
at
that
the time, I mean, it was something different. I mean, yeah, Mass Effect 2 improved a lot of things. But at the time, 1 did a lot of cool things.
Did a couple things worse, though, than 1. Like, 1 was just a better RPG, in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoy,
But obviously, like, the story and everything in 2, far superior characters, things like that.
See, I don't remember a lot of 1. I remember obviously the big like story beats and different things like that. But whenever I go back and I look at all my achievements, apparently I played the crap out of that game. Like I have a good 850, 900 achievement score on that, and which I have 1,000. So like I had to have played it multiple times on varying difficulties and things like that. The interesting thing is, like, once 2 came out, I just never played 1 again, just ever. And I've played the series. I say I played the series. I really only played 2 and 3 multiple times since then, and I would always use that Genesis comic thing or whatever to just blow through 1, pick who I want, and move on. So in all honesty, like I'm most excited to go back to 1, see kind of the the graphic overhauls and whatnot. But I don't know, man. Like I just don't. 2 was really when all the different characters popped up and like really kind of I connected with them, and then they of course spanned across over to 3 and stuff too. So
yeah, definitely understand that. Like 1, I got them for like PC years ago. So I did play all 3 again. So it is pretty fresh in my head. Decently fresh, because I played it, since like the Xbox days. But yeah, definitely 2 is where 2 I by far played the most. Like replayed that a million times, way more than 1, and 3. So like my play time would definitely be 2 is the most, and then 3, and then 1 by like a pretty wide margin.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you guys this: like, I mean, Zach, have you replayed the games multiple times, or is it kind of just like a one and done?
It was a one and done.
Okay, but you ended up beating it though.
Oh yeah, I've beaten all 3.
Nice.
Yes.
My thing was like the interesting thing is whenever I replay them, I always say I'm gonna make different decisions, right? Like I'm like, oh hey, I want to see what the new stuff is, and I never do, right? Like I always just do the exact same thing just because it's like, okay, well, this is, I want a perfect save, so I want to make sure everyone survives a suicide mission, all of that. And again, I'm going on the record saying like, with this new one, I want to redo it all, but I want to be very like method gaming, going in and making the decisions how like, me, Tyler, would make them. If I hold to that, who knows? But sorry, Zach, what were you going to say?
I definitely screwed up when I played on 360. I definitely Mass Effect 2. I did not do all the missions and whatnot, and I lost half my crew. It was kind of a sad day that day.
Do you remember who was like your biggest like what the hell moment?
Maybe it was Garrus.
Oh,
you lost Garrus on 2.
I think.
That's
And
like the
and
worst
there were
thing
some
I've
other
ever heard in my
characters,
life.
and I was just like, "Oh no!" This just kept on happening. I was like, "Do I turn off the system? What do I do?"
Do I throw this out the window?
It's just this snowball effect. Oh, man.
I remember the first time I played 2, I lost half my crew as well, because like the whole thing is like the side missions, obviously, but also you need to upgrade your ship, which is how you save people. Which I didn't know. Like I didn't care about the ship at all.
I'm pretty sure that first time Jack was the only one I did lose, because that was with like the who like and granted this has been a few years since I actually played it. Like it for 2, like wasn't there like a giant like mosquito swarm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the collectors.
The collectors.
Yeah, like who saved you from that? Do you remember what companion did that?
So you that's your biotic. So you can pick Jack. Who's the Samira? Is that her name?
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
The Asari chick.
Yeah.
Samara. Yeah. The Justicar.
Yeah.
You can pick her, Jack, or Miranda, maybe.
Yeah. I don't. I just remember Jack getting like
taken away,
absolutely destroyed. I was like, okay, well.
I think Jack died for me, and like the first time I played, and Jacob, I think I like lost everyone I didn't really care about as much.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty lucky. Like Miranda lived and Garrus lived, so I was a happy camper.
Miranda was your romance then?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That was my romance too.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'm
a
basic person, Tyler.
Yes, me too. But did you hear in the this new remake, whatever, they're changing some camera angles.
I did see that.
I did see that. See, I think they're going the wrong direction. I think they need more like Garrus butt shots and stuff like even it out. Yeah, like don't take things away.
Yeah. Right.
Learn about it with the butt shots. You won't see many butt shots this time around.
Dude, there's a reason it's called Ass Effect. I mean, come on. Like half the reason we played the game.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely Miranda, because her voice actress is a goddess. So
that I do. She was awesome.
First time I heard her, I was like, well, it's over. Thanks for playing. But
did both of you guys go Paragon? Is it just like all Paragon all the time, or
Does anyone do Renegade unless they're memeing? I mean,
I always think that I was going to, but like, there's only so many reporters you can just punch in the face. Like I
know, dude.
they're gonna take the butt shots away, but when Shepard just decks a reporter in the face, apparently that's sticking.
Face. But you play FemShep though, so I mean, you're kind of okay, right?
No, I only played her when I did the Renegade run. Really? So my main character is Commander Shepard, stock, like not. I didn't change a thing about him.
Wow.
I might have changed his name from John to Tyler, just because I'm a narcissist like that. But that was probably like
Tyler Shepard. I like it.
Oh, see, I think John Shepard is
his name. So I mean, the game was written about me. But,
that's true. It's literally a biographical piece. So the cool thing that they did, so they're heavy marketing right now. Obviously, like the week leading up to it, they just announced a few things. So like first off, they did put out the Legendary Edition, like cover art creator, which I think is awesome. You get to pick your morality, and it puts you through different things. So it's like, hey, who are your top 2 squad mates? And like they'll be nice and big on the cover and stuff. And then you have like who's your love interest, and then I think you could pick like 5 backups. And then you pick your favorite location out of like 4 or 5 different things. But it's awesome, right? Like, and they let you. What's that?
What is that? A background creator?
Like, what
do you mean by that?
Like, I believe it lets you, and don't quote me on this. I think you can print out actual like cover art for something, but at the very least, you can definitely make like your wallpaper. So like, I made a wallpaper, and I have like Garrus, Thane, Miranda, and then I have like the Grunt, Jack, just the whole crew, which is actually really, really sweet.
Yeah, that's sick. What location did you pick? I'm kind of curious.
I just picked the Citadel, but like they have different
absolutely.
versions, so it's
Yep.
Citadel, destroyed Citadel. It's like no, I like it from the first one. I wanted to with the keepers
like
and
good times.
yeah.
Oh man, so sad. But
It's so good though, man.
That is sweet. You'll have to send me that.
I'll shoot it over and I'll put it in.
That.
I'm sure there's going to be a link or something in the podcast stuff that we're doing, so I'll put it in there too.
Sure.
But
Speaking of squad mates, obviously a huge part of the game, like one of my favorite parts, the characters, right?
Yeah.
Favorite characters? I mean, obviously, Garrus is the best, right? I mean, is there any argument to that, or?
Yeah, I think Garrus just wins.
Yeah.
And that's not even me saying it personally. Like, I did have him as my top one. It was really close between him and Thane, because I thought Thane was just a cool character.
Thane was very cool, yeah. He's up there for me.
It's tough because you like when you think about Morden, like nothing made me feel as much as like him and his death scene and everything. So like
Morden might be like one of the best written characters, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
His whole everything about him, his aesthetic, his voice acting, how he's written, his character progression, his growth, wow, it's crazy. It's so good. It's just so well written.
Like you think about him, you think about Legion, like a friggin' robot, which is
Legion,
awesome.
Legion,
Javik, like Javik was honestly one of the best parts of 3, if not the best part of 3.
Yeah. It was a DLC too. I remember.
It was behind
was so mad about that. Yeah.
So was it a
pre-order bonus or?
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was like
remember.
you had to buy it. I think it was you had to buy it new, if I'm not mistaken. Like I don't even think it was necessarily pre-order.
I think it might have been pre-order. Honestly, I think it might have been a pre-order bonus.
Maybe.
I remember people were furious about it because if you didn't do whatever, you had to either pay for him or you just didn't get him. And he was such a huge part of the game, like you said. Like he has a lot of dialogue, and there's like a whole mission arc based on like his thing and like how he survived and stuff.
And that's all based off of like EA's dark period of time where they're like, no, we don't want GameStop selling used games. So like, this is what we're gonna do.
That is EA is so insane, man. Oh my god.
Looking through like some of the characters too, like there are even some where like like you think about Edie and Joker and different things like that, where I did like that aspect where you could.
I was not a fan of that, by the way.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I thought it was super cringe, and like how she gets a body and stuff. It was so weird to me.
See, yeah. I'm not so. I don't care so much about the body per se. I can cede you that point. What I was thinking of is more of like. I'm sorry, Zach. What?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. It's remembering what the stuff you're talking about. It's coming back to me.
Yeah.
it was more on like the idea that like the crewmates would start having like relationships and stuff like that, or hanging out together, and like I like that aspect of it too.
Yeah, I do like that. There's like, that's definitely good. I just didn't like. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Like he falls in love with this artificial intelligence. I was like, that's weird. But
I mean, you never saw the movie Her? Like I assume that.
Well, I was gonna say that movie. I don't like that movie either. So I guess I just don't like the concept. So I guess I'm like prejudiced towards AI. But yeah, that's a good point. Like the interactions between crewmates. Like there's a small scene in 3, where like if you don't romance Tally or Garrus, obviously they like become a thing, and it's like one little small thing, but it's in there. So,
which I love that. I love that they're like their lives are happening.
Right. Yeah. It's very.
Past... That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the marketing things that the EA did was they were putting out like kind of feelers on like, hey, what, like, I forget the way they worded it. It was like B tier, or like what quote unquote like boring crewmate would you defend, or something like that. So they put a picture of Jacob up, which I kind of felt bad.
Is he the worst? Can we agree he's the worst crewmate? Probably.
See, I'm looking at it, and as I scroll through all of them, I think I keep coming back to James Vega because I don't remember a thing about him.
Yeah, Vega, dude. There's some real bad ones in 3 that were introduced. Like I'm pretty sure all the good characters were introduced in 2.
With the thing of like Javik, I would put away. Was Legion was in 2? Was he? Wasn't he 3?
Legion was 2.
Was he 2? Okay.
2.
Yeah.
2.
That's the beauty of this series is it can start melding together because it's just one long saga.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that's the cool part of it.
It's like a Lord of the Rings feel to it.
Yep. I mean, it was the same
just
thing.
One thing.
Like Zaid, like he was DLC. For
Zaid,
2.
yeah.
And it's like these characters are just awesome.
He was cool. The problem with that one though is like you couldn't talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like have it like his conversations were just like like you just press A and he just tells you a story. And don't get me wrong, the stories were sweet and I had a lot of fun, but you couldn't like interact with him. You actually couldn't talk to him, which was disappointing.
But he was very much a DLC character versus something like which is why when you compare him to Javik, who I mean let's say he was DLC. I think you're right.
He was
Javik was so much.
He was extra.
It was weird because you almost have to think he was so well, like in the story. He was such a solid piece that it's like someone from EA was just like, rip him out. Let's have people pay extra.
I know, dude.
Like
that's so crazy.
Put him behind a paywall.
Right.
Yep. Typical EA.
Yeah, he like you said, he's so well integrated into the story. You're like, how could this not be part of the original plan?
Right.
So yeah, that blows my mind for sure. He's definitely up there. One of my favorite characters as well.
So I never, I'm ashamed to admit this, especially on a recording. But so I actually never played the DLC with like Kasumi, which I assume is like the Shadow Broker stuff. Is she part of it, or
is that
like
the Shadow Broker stuff?
I don't know. I think it was in 3. And again, I've never played it, so I don't know, and I apologize automatically.
It must have been 2, dude. Like, there's only like 2 DLCs for 3, I think.
And it's the lady with like the black hood.
Yeah, it sounds familiar when you said Shadow Broker.
One was when you find out like Liara is the Shadow Broker or something, or you find the Shadow Broker, and then Liara takes it over.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, maybe not. I don't know what DLC Kasumi is. I mean, the nice thing with the Legendary Edition is you get all of them. So, like, we'll be able to play all that stuff.
I have no idea who we're talking about.
It's this. I don't know. It's like some girl. She looks human, has like a lip tattoo, and has like that black hood on, so you can like barely see her.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
That was kind of the like, and that came out after we beat the game, right? So like we beat 3.
Yeah.
And I had made my peace with it, right? Like we were like, okay, indoctrination theory, like
got it.
That's the end. That's
it was called Stolen Memory, Mass Effect 2, Kasumi Stolen Memory.
Thank you, Zach. And I'm excited to play that because I never played it before.
Yeah. They cut one thing. They cut one of the DLCs.
Yeah, they had some corrupted code or something like that.
Yeah, corrupted code. It was on a stick. The hell, I can't think of the word right now.
Just a flash drive.
But yeah, flash drive. Yeah, there's the word. You know, my brain is a little melted from today.
So they can't do that, but they can pull in your old Mako controls. So congratulations on that one, I guess.
Nice, man. The priorities are absolutely in line. But yeah, there's a ton of DLC for Mass Effect 2. I remember going to GameStop and there's like all those cards you could get on the wall for the DLC.
Yeah, and like a lot of it was like just cosmetic stuff,
guns and stuff.
Things, yeah.
They made it look like this game had an infinite number of content.
That's for sure. And see, that's the thing is like I'm pretty sure I own most of it. I would say like, and at the end of the day, it's like, okay, do you really want to spend another $60 on this new thing? And like, I would say yes, provided that it runs well and everything.
So it's $60 for the whole series.
I believe it is. Let me just hit this
whole
thing. I feel like it's EA. I don't see how they can't do 60.
I'm on my Xbox right now.
Yeah, definitely $60.
And you get all the DLC and everything.
You get everything except that one that was corrupted.
Or
which
with
I mean,
EA Play, $53.99.
So wait, it doesn't. If you have EA Play, do you get like a 10-hour head start or something?
It doesn't say.
That used to be a thing.
That would suck, man. I hate when that happens. That's definitely like a game I want to play as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, and this was poor timing on my part, but I mean, it is what it is. I get my second COVID shot on Friday, so we'll.
Are you calling off Friday?
I did not call off on Friday. I probably will and/or should. Yeah,
but,
yeah. I mean, we'll see how I feel, right? Like, it's early, so I'll get it early, and if I start going downhill, it is
like
what it is. But,
yeah.
No. Dude, I'll be in bed.
Hey, you want to make some bad decisions in Mass Effect and not save everyone? That's the time to do it, right?
Yeah.
Just that's the thing to do. Get super drunk. We stream it and we play it through, or we do something where like, we play it together and we make all our decisions through like voting or something like that.
Like a randomizer on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh my god, could you imagine? You'd just be so renegade.
So given that they have this and it's called the Legendary Edition, which is, legendary is a strong word.
Yes.
Are we disappointed that they didn't go back and tweak the ending or change something on the ending or anything like that?
Dude, I'm always going to be disappointed about that. I wake up every day and check to see if they changed anything. But, no, in all seriousness, I mean, I didn't expect it, but I don't know. Like, here's the thing, actually. So, you remember when, was it last E3? There was, like, Mass Effect trailer or something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
They showed Liara and I guess Grunt, maybe?
It was like Liara on some planet, like, digging up Shepard's armor or something.
Yeah.
So that was, like, in the future? Like, past 3, right? Unless I'm reading into that incorrectly.
I mean, I think that's what they want you to think. I mean, all the mass relays were all destroyed and everything. So, like, that's, it's got to be.
Well, it's all in his head, but yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, aside from all that, sure.
Aside from all that.
I mean, so, what happens with Andromeda?
I have no idea. It was all a dream. Well, Andromeda is... Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't played Andromeda, but does it go into that whole thing where it's like we had to rebuild everything or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, Andromeda does the... And granted, I never finished Andromeda, so, again, take this with a grain of salt, but a lot of the things where it's like, hey, where are the Turians? Or where... Like, they just start, like, listing off, like, species, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're lost in space. It's just like, okay.
The whole race went to...
Yeah, I mean, it's like a giant ship of colonists that just they haven't made it yet,
Dude, we've talked about this a million times, but I've never seen such a brilliant ending handed on a silver platter to a developer or whatever, and just nope.
Talking about the indoctrination
we want it to be
theory.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like insane to me. Like, is it just pride at that point, where it's like, no, this was our intention?
Yeah, I would love to know. And just from what I read, it seemed like it was always. Like, it was, like, rushed and stuff.
Oh, it was totally rushed. Like, originally, you were supposed to fight the Elusive Man. He was, like, behind everything. Kind of.
In a shocking twist.
Yeah, right. Well, he was, like, indoctrinated, and, like, they were using him or something. You were supposed to fight him. I think that would have been cool.
That would have been awesome, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. They just really wanted to go 200 IQ, and it was not good. It was rough.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked multiple times on, like, it didn't even... I would still be fine with the 3 paths and the 3 colors and all this other stuff if it was just... If you just saw all the people gather behind you and, like, it just ended in a big, blue, red, or green flash, like, that's fine. But I want to see every single people I saved or made, be there. Like...
Yeah,
don't go into battle and it's just empty space. It's just like, ugh, like, okay.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, the original ending as well had zero closure. Like, there wasn't even, like, a funeral. There wasn't, like, You didn't even get to see anyone like
No,
afterwards.
like people
It
that
just
you
ended.
were on a mission with were suddenly not on the mission with you. Like they just left you behind, and like it was-
So insane. Like it's just crazy. Like yeah, it had to be rushed, right? It had to be
Yeah, probably. Most likely.
run out of time. But man, Indoctrination Theory is such an amazing thing, dude. It was like one of my favorite things ever reading that. I was like, wow, this single-handedly makes it so much better for me.
I just rewound. It was like a friggin' what was it? Like a 30-minute video, hour-long video. I don't know.
It's like yeah, dude, this guy went hard.
And I just rewatched it maybe a couple months ago, and I texted you immediately, and I was just like, yes, this is still
it's still
this is
holds
my
up.
ending. Yeah.
It was such a good video because this dude like goes back to like Mass Effect 1.
Yep.
And he's like talking about, oh yeah, remember that plant that Shepard was exposed to, and this and that. Like this plant says this to him or something, and because like that whole call, like you don't remember Mass Effect 1 super well, but like the whole colony was like indoctrinated or something because there's like a plant living underneath something crazy. But yeah, it was insane.
The thing that I can't wait for, like, I want to see new reactions. I want to see people that have never played these games before to play it. Like, I want my nephew. I mean, my nephew might be a little young, but like, I want him to play through it. I want to see.
Yeah, I
like,
love
does
that.
it hold up? Like, are we like kind of? And we've talked about this multiple times.
It's nostalgia,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a good test.
I really believe it's a good game. That's kind of like similar. Well, it's obviously different in some aspects, like with the Final Fantasy VII remake that came out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a whole different generation playing this game. You know what I mean? But like my experience with that, not to get too off topic, but like I never played the original Final Fantasy VII because I was too young. Like the game came out when I was born, like 10 days after I was born. Actually,
that's insane, man. I'm so old.
Wow. Yep, me too. I'm older.
It's true.
So I saw like the new one and immediately bought the original on like Steam and played it. Like not even just the original, like all of them. So I went crazy. But I played the original Final Fantasy VII. So it's like kind of in the same vein, not really, because this is supposed to be like an updated version, and the original game's not as old. But yeah, it's the same thing where like, are there going to be new people that see this and are like, kind of on board? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, like obviously EA is going to make another one of these, right? Like they're in the middle of knocking out Dragon Age, which I hope for the sake of BioWare that does well. Yeah, but you're looking at all these people. Well, right, if it comes out. Yeah. But you're looking at all these people leave the company, right? Like, so. Yeah. The guy that made Mass Effect, like, Casey Hudson's not going to be there.
Yeah, that's scary for sure.
And you've seen it both ways, right? Like the new Halos, the new Gears of War, the new God of War, like those all were great. Yeah, like they're all fantastic. So it's not outside the realm of possibility, but that's the thing is like with the new Mass Effect, do you have EA just cranking one out because hey, there's still enough love of Mass Effect that we can make money? Or is it the people that actually love that series and are joining EA to make the next continuation of the trilogy? And that's what I'm interested for, and I hope they do well. It's just the problem is the last few games that they've been pushing through and the different decisions have been rough. Yeah. Like you think of Anthem, you think of them saying like, hey, we'll Anthem 2.0, and then they're just like, nah, we're gonna kill it, and they act.
Yeah, I mean it's worrisome for sure, and especially with a series that's the fan base is like, I don't know how large the fan base is for Mass Effect. I think it's decent. It has to obviously be like decently sized, but it's like really passionate. I know, so it's definitely a tough one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like you have a Mass Effect Day. Like not a lot of games have that. I mean, there's plenty of followings and different things like that, but like I don't know. I mean, you have Mario Day and stuff, but Mass Effect Day is kind of a big deal.
It's a big fan base, man. I think a lot of people love the series. It's a lot of people's favorites, or like in the conversation for favorites for sure. It was a pretty impactful game.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So
But,
at the end of the day, are we saying so? Day one, we're jumping in.
What do you mean?
Like, are you pre-ordering the Legendary Edition, or are you waiting to see what the general consensus is before you grab it?
Nah, I'm definitely gonna play it, man. Like, usually I like waiting. Like I waited on Cyberpunk, right? And definitely was a good call. But yeah, this game's just like, this is what I've been waiting for. You know what I mean? For so long.
Yeah. No, I mean,
So,
that makes perfect sense.
It's gonna be a leap of faith kind of thing for me, at least. How about you?
Yeah, that'll be a day one purchase for sure. Took my off weekend, sure. So
Yeah.
that'll be something to check out for the weekend when I have nothing else better to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm obviously gonna play it over the weekend as well. So that's gonna. I'm sure we'll be talking through it all.
It's gonna be.
Yep. Relieve the memories of the past, because it's been God knows how long since I played 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was joking before, saying like I can't wait to pay $60 to be disappointed again.
I mean, you just got to keep that 2-hour mark and be able to return it to Steam if it's buggy or
speed
something
run the
like
game
that.
real quick. Yeah,
I'll be interested to see. Like, I mean, not to belabor the point, but like they're really touting like the 4K textures and all this stuff. I mean, we can be doing this on PC now, so I think that's going to be the videos that I'm looking forward to. Is like, you know, once we actually have the game in hand and we're you know, tearing it apart, it's like, do their 4K textures hold up? A lot of them were just kind of designed by AI. They're not hand done, right? Like every texture is redone, which is awesome. But when you put up against handmade 4K textures that like the fans created, I'll be very interested to see, like, you know, do they hold up? And honestly, can you even notice, right? Like at the end of the day, 4K is like, it's so high fidelity. Like as you're running around throwing powers around, like does it become even a thing? So.
I'm really excited to see how it looks. I'm hoping it looks nice. You know, I have all this fancy stuff now, so I need stuff to look pretty.
You're missing that ray tracing on this game. I'm surprised it didn't go that route. That's an easy win.
Yeah, for sure.
Real pretty.
Cool. I mean, that's my general thoughts on the game. We don't have to continue it too long, but I mean, like I'm excited. Like I really want us to like maybe do like a spoiler cast or something, like as we go through the different games, like maybe just go through one and
yeah, that's
for sure,
fun.
man. I would be totally down. I just can't wait to get back in the world, man. Like I love that universe. I love the lore of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I always used to like read the things, and I never do this in games. You know, like the codex things you can collect.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Dude, I used to read those, and I never read those, but I used to read those for Mass Effect all the time. I thought it was so interesting learning about the different species and like their kind of traditions, customs, and like where they came from and stuff. And I thought it was
the relationship between each other. Like that's the cool thing. Like with the genophage and everything like that, it's so good.
Yeah,
and if you want to see it, it's there.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like this whole thing where they like bring species up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like primitive, quote unquote. Like, you know what I mean? And once you get access to like the relays, you get part of this like, you know, these races. So yeah, it's really cool. I like that. I can't wait to get back into that. And obviously the characters, like I said before, you know, talking to them again, interacting with them, so much fun.
Are you going to try things differently? Like, are you going to try a completely different playthrough or try something, or you just want to recreate the memories that you already had?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'll probably just do whatever feels right. Honestly, I'm probably just going to do straight Paragon. To me, that's just the shepherd I know. Like, the goodest of guys.
Yeah, like every shop is his favorite on the Citadel.
Every shop's his favorite. Absolutely. Just such a nice guy.
Citadel. Bringing back memories.
That's some free Paragon right there, man. That's 5 per store. Damn.
Don't punch any reporters.
Don't punch any reporters.
I didn't do that. I did not punch.
I think I accidentally did because I saw something pop up and I flinched and she hit the ground.
I remember that. It definitely is bringing back the memory of that, but I think I did not punch her.
That's the most unrealistic part of the game. Like punch this lady in the face on camera live and you're not in jail. I guess specters can really do anything they want, right?
They
That's
can do
true.
anything.
They
They
can.
got all the power, basically.
Damn,
That's awesome.
I
that
can't
is
wait.
amazing.
No,
Yeah, is there anything else you want to touch on in the game? I think we pretty
I
much
think we
went
nailed
over.
it. I think at the
Yeah.
end of the day, James Vega is my least interesting companion. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, we didn't really do a ranking, but yeah, James Vega's on the low end.
So I was thinking about doing a ranking, but I really want to go through the game, and
Yeah.
I
Going through the
think we
game
do
would
that.
help.
Yeah, we do that after the fact.
Wait to go through the game. We could do that. We could do a pre-ranking based on what we remember, and then match it up against playing it again. Though, you know what I mean?
We could.
I don't know.
Good, yeah, I mean, but
It's a little
yeah,
spicy.
Do you want to?
It's a little foggy in my brain.
It's like, how much is it like you misremembering things? You know what I mean? Where you thought someone was cooler than they were, or vice versa. You didn't realize someone was a lot like you liked them a lot more.
So am I crazy that I don't actually care about Liara?
Yeah, no,
And
no.
I'm ashamed to say
No.
that, but it just seems
I'm
like people
with you.
really like her.
It's Nate's favorite by
Yeah.
far, and I think she's the most overhyped. And man, people would get so mad at me for saying that. People love her, so I'm glad I got it on recording of me saying that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just have to get back into the games and remember the companions. I mean, I remember some companions, but some of them definitely are a little foggy for me.
Did you
Yeah.
guys save Ashley, or did you go with Caden in the first one? 'Cause
Oh,
one of them
I
dies, right? Just on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I saved Ashley.
I saved Ashley as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I think I wanted to do something with that.
I regret
That's my
saving her,
that
but
checks
yeah,
out. Sure.
that checks
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
It checks out, yeah.
So in
But
the first playthrough, I romanced Ashley, and then I romanced Miranda. But in subsequent playthroughs, I just skipped it in one because I knew what was at the end of the rainbow. You know what I mean?
I guess that's a good kind of point to bring up is like, now that you know how everything turns out, like obviously I was young, I mean 2007, so of course I was going to romance
Anyone.
Ashley. Yeah, right. So it's like, oh, this is the first female talking to me. Yes, heart, like whatever.
Dude, imagine me, dude. I'm in like middle school at that point.
Yeah,
So it's
and that's
like,
I just do you change that now though? Like I mean, like you just said,
Absolutely,
how
yeah.
you say like it's not worth it, or I don't care about it.
I mean, the advantage of knowing what happens is you can craft the story exactly how you want it. Like what your headcanon is, you can make that a reality. You know what I
Right.
mean?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's what I'm gonna do. Like in one, I'm gonna skip, and then I'm gonna meet the love of my life on the Normandy. Two.
So then, is your canon Jack's dead then, or are you kind of retconning that and saying like, no, we're saving her?
Wait, what?
So I'm just
What
saying,
do you
like, like whenever I think
What?
about my very first playthrough,
I see what you're saying.
I was
Yeah, yeah.
Ashley. I kept her throughout the entire thing. I mean, she was
Right.
basically in the hospital the entire time on
Right.
2, but
Yeah.
like that was the main, love interest, and like Jack died in 2 and things like that. So, but like
yeah.
I can't accept that, right? So all my subsequent playthroughs, everyone survives because I just love their stories so much, and I want them in 3.
Yep.
So like, do you is your canon is it altered
good
based off of
question,
what you want?
So my canon's everyone survives because, like, if we're going off the first playthrough, right? I romanced Ashley in the first one, whatever, and like half my squad died in 2. So it's like, if that's, I mean, that's definitely like that's shocking. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It definitely left an impact on me. I was like, wait a minute, half these guys I've been with the whole game just died. Like, it was kind of wild. I was like, wow,
Hmm.
that's crazy. So I don't know. That's a tough one. I think if I had to pick, it would probably be like everyone survives, just because like what you said, that the stories are so well done. Jack in particular, I couldn't imagine not. She's one of my favorites in 3. Like, her arc is so well done. Like, I really didn't like her in 2, obviously, but
Yeah.
she has like a tragic past, but she like grows up in 3, becomes like a teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. Yeah, she is one of the best character developments on
Wow.
the whole.
I don't remember any of this.
See,
Oh,
Zach,
yeah, she's
I
great.
envy you because I feel like out of the three of us, you're gonna come in with like the least amount of recollection on it, which is
Yeah,
amazing. Like you'll be able to
Oh
experience
yeah,
all of that again.
but I wouldn't
I'm looking
give.
forward to it because you guys are talking all this different this and that this and that. I'm like, I remember some stuff, but then other things I'm like, I don't know if I remember or it's just yeah, but yeah, definitely going in this Friday. It'll feel like hopefully a brand new experience for me.
Was this the first game that people died in a video game for you?
Let me think.
I assume
Like,
not, Zach, for you, but
No.
what do you mean? Like anyone dies?
yeah, like character wise, like but before playing this game, I remember playing Grandia 2 on Dreamcast, and like one of the main characters dies on that, and
Yeah.
that like as a kid, I was like wrecked. So I'm just trying to think like if you're
Yeah.
middle school playing this game, like I would assume this is probably like the first game that like actually lets the main character die in a meaningful way. I mean, like something that you
Right.
create a bond to, and then they get kind of ripped from you. Like I feel like that's got to be not scarring, but it lasts. You know, like it
So
impacts.
I was in like middle school or whatever when I was playing 2 the first time, and I remember this like this is this is like a memory I have like cemented. You know what I mean? Like I was coming home from an indoor soccer game, and I had like my Xbox still on and everything while I was playing the game because I was in the middle of the suicide mission. So I come back, like I couldn't even focus during the game at all because I'm like in the middle of this thing. I was so hyped. And so I come back and I finish it. Like half the people die. It was insane. Like my heart was racing because the first person dies. You know what I mean? Like let's say it was Jack or whatever. And I was like, wait, what? No, she's gonna come back, right?
Right.
Wait, no, they just took her. wait a minute. My heart's racing. I'm like, okay, I can't screw this up. Like I had no idea what was influencing these decisions. It was like insane. So like when you pick someone to go through the vents, you're like, oh my god, who's the best person for this? Like, is there a wrong option? It was crazy. It was such a
Oh my.
fun experience.
What would be really cool is if they made good on it, where like even if they quote unquote died, they would like come back in 3 as like a husk or something, and you like just
Oh
like
my
as a
God.
nod to them. I
Can you
think that would be
imagine?
really cool. Yeah,
Oh,
That would be
wow.
awful.
Yeah.
That would be.
they
Sick.
wreck your emotions enough that it's just it's tough.
Hear all the fan backlash and everything.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I don't know if I got like emotional though, because even though half my squad died, it was like the important ones were still alive.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as that sounds.
I mean,
Sorry,
hey,
guys.
like sure, like that's
Like if Garrus died, I would be in tears. Like he's the best. But like I said, like the my favorites all lived, so it wasn't as bad. But going back to what I was saying earlier, like Jack died, and knowing what I know now in 3, I would have missed out on like one of the best stories. It would have really sucked.
and that's the thing that I'm kind of on the fence with. Where like I know I said earlier, I wanted to like method game it and just say like, okay, this is the decision I would make at that moment, given only
Right.
the information I know up to this point.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be very tough because I don't want to lose out on all those storylines. So like, if it turns into, hey, I need to run it twice and just have the one where it's like the quote unquote Paragon good ending, like, straight through, maybe I do that. But like, that's going to be very, very tough to pretend that I don't know Grunt's coming or that I don't know what happens to Jack
Right,
or anything
right.
like that.
Yeah, that's why honestly, I'm probably just gonna go straight Paragon, like I usually do. Just like the good old days, man. Save everyone.
Sure.
It'd be crazy is if they changed what the criteria is for saving people, so everyone messes up. Oh man, how crazy would that be?
I would
get that.
love to watch the Twitter
Twitter
catch
would blow
fire
up.
for
But here's
that.
the thing,
Yeah.
dude. You would get that experience that you got when you were a kid.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
True,
Where
yeah.
nobody has any idea how it works, and whoops, half your squad's gone. Sorry.
I might actually get this game for my nephew just to see
I would love
see
that.
his
Yeah.
reaction. This isn't coming
Yeah,
to
that'd be
Switch, is
cool.
it? Like it's just the next gen consoles, I assume.
I believe so. I don't think I heard a Switch release.
Yeah, that's a shame. That would be amazing. Like just handheld.
Is that what?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what he has?
I think he has an Xbox too, but I think it's like an
Okay.
Xbox One. I don't know if he has the the new
It's
stuff.
only next gen. Interesting.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is it on Xbox One? Should probably know this.
Xbox
I
One.
don't know. Let me take a look.
Yeah, let's see. Pre-order. It says
Should
Xbox One. Yeah, so you could get
Yeah.
it.
Like, yeah, I'll get the optimizations for the Series X they're showing.
That's right. Yeah. That'll be
Yeah.
good. I don't
Man,
know.
1 week.
Like, I
That's
keep
crazy.
looking at
1
these
week.
comparisons, and it's just like, yeah, some of the lighting's good on like some of the outdoor stuff, but the moment you go inside, man, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to see, dude. I'm a little nervous about that. If it doesn't look good, it's gonna be a little rough.
Yeah, like they aren't afraid to mess with colors. They aren't afraid to mess with the overall kind of mood and ambience and things.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean,
You know what I'm really excited for, actually? Not to cut you off,
no, yeah, go
but
for it.
the character creator is going to be the same across all 3 games. Wow, does that make me so happy?
I might like. Are you going to change a character though? Like, would you actually edit something?
Well, so here's the problem was like the creators were different from like 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, I think. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
if you had preset head X, it looked a little different in every game. So that always really annoyed me.
Yeah, like you can bring over. I think they gave you like a code or something, so you could technically bring in like the same.
No, you
Hair
can't bring the
and
same. It's
stuff.
the same thing. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
you
always
bring the
looked
same.
different
Yeah,
because it was just an updated. You know, like the games came out years apart, so it was like updated, and it was never like really the same. Actually, especially from 1 to 2, there's a really big difference. But it's all gonna be the same now. It's a really small thing, but I'm so excited for that. That always really tilted me.
yeah. I mean, hey, it's valid, right? Like just looking at some of the screenshots that they put out, like I kind of dig the original character model for Shepard, and like I know they've updated him to 3, and then they brought that into like their remake of 1. I just
Right.
I'm not sure. Like it goes even the same thing. Like obviously, like the Mass Effect 3 Shepard, like the female, like Femme Shep, like that was a character. Like they made the whole like you could flip the inside cover and actually have like your
Oh yeah,
Shepard and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that I guess that's valid. It's just like I don't know if you remember they did like a whole, I think like a voting system or like a poll or something where it was like who's your Femme Shep, or like what does she look like, and the
Right.
redhead won out
Yeah.
on that
Yep,
one.
yep. I do remember that. Yeah. I always like those things where you can vote on things, like save Clayton Carmine or kill Clayton Carmine.
Right?
Or it was
Oh,
Clayton.
yep. Yeah, Clayton.
Man, you remember those shirts? That was so
Yep. I
awesome.
remember those shirts.
I still have my
I wanted
save.
one of those.
Save him, man. He was
Yep.
the best one too, the big boy.
Yep. Big boy.
Man, I
he's
kind of like
ripped.
Gears, actually.
I would play Gears, man. I'm down to always play
Did they
some
remake
Gears.
those, or am I crazy? Or they
They
just
did.
come out on like
They-
the
they,
Epic
they,
Games
they
Store?
remade one. Yeah,
Just
Oh, one?
Yeah,
Yep.
one.
Oh, weird.
that's all on Game Pass. Like that, honestly,
Yeah.
that would be something that we could do in the future too. Like, obviously, we're going to be playing Mass Effect in the next week. Like, that's
Yeah.
going to be kind of what we hit
Yeah.
hard. But I think going through it, like Mass Effect, talking through all that stuff, like
Yeah.
ranking the different people would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
And
definitely
then-
play through it, have a comprehensive rank,
Yeah,
and compare, see what the overlap is on that. I'd be curious. I mean, the top 5 are going to be pretty similar. I think it's going to be a very top heavy one in a game like that, I would imagine.
I will 100% write down some thoughts for that stuff because I'm very excited for
Yeah.
that.
Pull out the old notebook.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Maybe there are gonna be a lot of surprises. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Sometimes, someone might just love Jacob. Maybe Jacob's the best. Maybe James
I'm-
Vega is the best now.
Am
everything.
I crazy? Was Vega Freddie Prinze Jr.? Or am I making that up?
I have no idea.
It could be a possibility, but again,
That's
I
wild.
thought he was. Let me.
Really?
Well, so I know he was.
Man,
It is. Yeah,
sorry,
it is Freddie Prinze
yeah.
Jr. Yeah, it is. Sorry, I had to
I'm
look
just
it up real
remembering
quick.
like his stuff, and wow, was he a dud? He was so.
It's a good voice actor, but yeah, Freddie Prinze
Yeah, right. He's
Jr.
definitely-
voiced him.
Yeah, he definitely was a good
Wow.
voice. They just wrote him really badly.
I mean, I'm gonna try to keep an open mind with everything, right? Like I want to go through.
Absolutely.
I'll hear
That's what
Captain
I'm
My
curious.
Captain 9,000 times. That's fine.
Yeah. Dude, well, it's like maybe he's better than I remember, or maybe it's like because like here's the thing. Back in the day when I was young, I actually really liked Jacob. I thought he was really cool. But then when I replayed it on like PC years later, I was like, wait, this guy kind of sucks. So that was pretty interesting. I wonder how I feel now.
And, I mean, we're different people, right? Like you're a different person
Yeah.
than when you were in middle school, and I'm
Yeah.
definitely different
Well,
from when I was in college. So like
maybe a little.
a little bit. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be interesting.
Maybe. Times have changed.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I just love the characters so much, man. I
Yeah.
mean, name a better best friend than Garrus. You just can't.
No.
Nathan Mortimer. No, yeah, I can't. I mean, it's
No.
in a video game. It's tough.
Like who's a good like
in
best-
terms of
best
like
friend
wingmen,
characters?
like
Yeah.
it's maybe
That's tough.
like a Dom Marcus type of thing. Not to keep going back on Gears, but like
Gears is in my head, dude.
yeah,
I
like I could see
love
that.
3. Gears 3 is so good. With the who were the chicks in that game too? They were the best. You know what I'm talking about?
Like Anya and stuff.
Chicks? Anya?
Yeah,
Or the
is
other
that,
chick?
is that who it was? I forget. It's been so long.
I was
remember,
I was a
like-
huge 2 fan, like with Ty and Dizzy and all those.
Ooh,
Like
the girl.
Oh yeah. 3 was my favorite. I liked that squad so much. But you got like Coltrane and everything, man. He was the goat.
I would
Yeah.
100% play through this again. Real quick. So this actually is a perfect. I forgot this question, but so we're going to be playing through this. Gears is a game that I played on insane mode, right? Like that was kind of my only thing is Gears and Halo.
Yes.
We played
Yes.
on the hardest setting.
Yep.
Will we do that on Mass Effect, or will we tone it down? Like I know we talked where I've been starting to play games on easy just to be able to
Yeah.
experience the story, play through it, and things like that. But
Yeah, it'll be on probably normal.
Normal?
Honestly.
I'll
Yeah.
do normal.
I mean, here's the thing, Ty. Like, Gears is really good gameplay.
yes,
Mass Effect's not. It's not necessarily insanely fun gameplay. So
Mhm.
I don't want to slog through the gameplay. Like be stuck in an area for an hour.
yeah, and
dying
who
over and over,
knows
that
how
sounds
like
terrible.
I don't know if they did anything with like the save states or the checkpoints or anything like that. And I don't remember
Yeah.
enough of the game to see if they were any good or not. But
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, it'll probably either be easy or normal. Probably normal. Just a little bit of a challenge. Get the heartbeat going a little bit. But
controller
not-
support.
not
Are you doing
insane or
controller
anything.
instead of mouse keyboard, or are you gonna do the?
ooh, good question. I'm gonna try both. I mean, I'm sure the mouse keyboard support is a lot better now than it was. It was pretty rough, but
Yeah, I mean controller just didn't exist.
I can probably
on,
get a mouse keyboard. Honestly, I think I've totally converted. Unfortunately,
See, I'm torn because I really want to throw it on my OLED TV in 4K.
Oh, yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I mean, like I'm envious of Zach because you don't have a. I mean, you have a choice probably. I don't know if mouse keyboard is good on Xbox for that stuff, but
No. So,
I
yeah.
don't
You're
know
gonna
who would do
controller.
that. Sounds terrible.
yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, throw it on the TV. That sounds really like a great idea for
I'm
sure.
excited to see it on the TV.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably do mouse keyboard.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
I'm very excited. We've got 7 days, and we'll check
Yeah,
back
we'll
in.
see.
I don't know how often
we
we're gonna be
might.
doing these podcasts, but maybe every 2 weeks or something. Maybe every week.
Every 2
We'll see.
weeks. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Little
we'll have
test
to,
run.
yeah, we'll have to see. This week, didn't we do it last week, or am I crazy? I mean, not that was real.
we did. I mean, it was a good test. The audio quality was very bad. This should be much better.
Spilling ammo everywhere. That was pretty
This
nice.
is my first time around doing this.
I'm glad you
It's
came,
all new to
Zach.
me.
And I'm sorry for the last minute notice, but
Yeah, it's all right. It's good.
you've played everything under the sun. It's good
Yes,
perspective to
I'm
have.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
do-
Thanks for
do
coming,
more-
man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Sweet. 59
All right,
minutes.
cool.
That's perfect. That's a
I
nice
know, wrapping it up.
clean hour.
Shout out to Game Pass for sponsoring the podcast today.
Thank you, Phil.
For $1 a month, you can play every game ever made, apparently, according to Tyler. I'll have to check it out,
Yes,
but I probably
100%.
never will.
You definitely. I mean, you will once we start playing some Gears.
Well, I mean,
but-
Gears,
Game
yeah, for
Pass
sure.
is a great thing they have added to the system. I enjoy it a lot.
Excellent plug. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Checks in the mail. But
checks in the mail. Yep.
all right, cool. I think that's a wrap. Thanks for coming out again, Zach and Tyler. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, John.
Thank you
Of
for
course.
having me too.
All right, boys.
Later.